Everybody, this is Tiger, and welcome Tiger Auctions channel here on YouTube, Facebook, everything else, right? So this morning, I wanna I wanna go over some auctions here that are coming up. That um, if you are in the business here and you're sucking it like I am, trying to figure out how to make a living at this, right? Um, then these are some auctions I've seen. Now, unfortunately, these auctions don't all come locally to you. That's a problem you got. And but I'm just pointing out some things here. If it happens to be local to you, and a lot of them, yes, I'm pointing them out because I am interested in them. I can't lie. I am partial onto some things. And so the first thing this morning I want to point out to you is hang on here, let me find my page. Okay, and this is a company called Compass Auctions. They are out of Chattanooga. Actually, a guy who bought a Jeep cover from me a while back, he mentioned the name. And now we have Compass Storage here in Cincinnati. They've got a lot of stuff in Ohio, so it was easy to kind of remember. So one day I sat down, looked it up, and they've got some stuff going. Um, it's not always what I want, but this week on Friday they do have an auction starting at 10 o'clock, and it was pretty interesting. So one thing that they have that is of interest to me is high end office chairs. So when I'm looking at this, two things that I saw in here that I'm curious about. It all depends on where the price is. Unfortunately, I got time and gas involved. So one thing I noticed that um, they got some steel case chairs, which I love. They've got some supplies in here. They got some exercise equipment. Yep, no thank you. They got boxes. I don't. I'm not going to buy a pallet of boxes. Sorry, I can get boxes elsewhere. Um, they've got their office equipment. They got some racks here. Um, And then you go down here, they got some more of the Very Desk, which Very Desk, these suckers sell for, they sell for a little bit of money online. Unfortunately, they are the 40-inch variety, so they're going to be, honestly, for me, I'm going to be looking at somebody who's looking to buy them in bulk for their offices so I can flip them easily, make a little money. So right here, they have a series of steel case leaps. I believe these are the two version. Here you've got a couple steel case gesture chairs. Um, I like these. These are probably um, their best chair. The gesture. Um, Legs, the feet, the wheels. Yeah, I don't care about. I can get new wheels. I got wheels laying around. I don't need any of that. Um, so here, monitor mounts. Yeah, more chairs. These are get. The sad part is these things will get expensive on you. I'm not sure where I stand on this right now. I've been following this for a couple weeks now, and as it gets up there, people are putting out their bids, and man, I tell you, it just goes to show that somebody out there, we can't see. Okay, you can see the identity quote. If it's basically to me, I'm looking to see, is this the same guy bidding on all of them? Because what I'll do then is I'll go in and look and see, well, what's he selling them for? Is he selling them online? Um, if so, what's he asking? Because a lot of times you see a lot of people, they'll take these pictures online and they throw them on Facebook and they try to get them sold. So you're looking at $200 right now. It's what they're going to be in these things. I don't like to be in them $200 for a new one. I know that they have value, but there's just, it's just so much money. Well, that's got a box. That's weird. I think, you know what? I think they took them out I know that may not be the regular box, but I bet they took them out the box. Unused overstock. Wow, leather. Okay, all right. Now this is that's a different story there. So yeah, I can be interested. Um, Defibrillators, uh, the very desk. That's a lot of weight, honestly. Um, so here you got more chairs. What are we looking at here? Unused overstock. Huh. That's different. These leather chairs, I'm not sure what they're actually going for right now, but I bet it's not $1. Um, okay, so that gives it a little more context. Um, Doors, I don't know. I don't want to haul that back to Cincinnati. Just not where I'm at. Um, Giga Speed XL cables. Um, the boxes, no way, not touching them. Now, if I was local, I'd be all over the very desk. I mean, these don't even have bids on them, so that's going to tell you something right there. The very desk here, there's six to a pallet. They're all strapped in, and somebody's bidding $40 right here. That's standard. You see the first one, and they taper off. I would rather have that. You're not going to scratch them in transit, and you probably get more money out of it. Um, I'm not into the monitor arms. Now here's a leap and a gesture. That's fabric. Um, yeah, like I said, so this one says, yeah, they're as is. That's a nice gesture. Is it showing the leap? Uh, I think this is the one. I'm not sure. I forget. I forget exactly all you're looking for to tell you all the differences. Um, but 15 bucks. I'm in on that. Um, Gloves, other things. The desk. I'm really gonna be interested in the desk, and then the see here you got a leather leap. You just don't see that very often. And my guess is these are the used ones. I mean, they look like they've got some wear in them, but if it's real leather, you're in business, right? Of course, here's mine. I'm all in on the embodies. Herman Miller embodies. Um, those will bring money. Knoll, I'm not familiar with that. I've heard of them. I just, Then there's the Aerons. Um, just your problem right now is you find these guys who get these big buyouts. They want to move them, so they put them in they get some low prices. Um, here's a leap with an embody. I'm in on that. I mean, these things look good. You need to buy some new wheels, clean them up, and I take them outside and hose them down. That's a different kind of fabric than I'm used to seeing, but okay. So it's a different fabric. More steel case. And at the end, I saw a human scale. Oh no, I guess that was another auction. All right, so here's this auction here. Oh, here's the human scale right here. Um, I don't care about this chair. I'd just be looking at that. Um, so what else have we got here? Local auctions, share this tab. I don't know if I have anything on here. I did want to show you something that I come across on local auctions. Um, and last week I sitting there and I come across an auction, and it really screwed me up because it was clothing, and I'm not really into clothing, but this had bulk of the same. And I was, and later on after it ended, you're like, oh man, that was a good lot right there. I missed it. And what it had is that there was a lot of this clothing. It was two lots of clothing. They were each valued about $250,000. And one offhand, one was in Louisville pickup, and the other was in like New York or Pennsylvania. And so I don't know, 6,000 items, something like that. So the thing that really got me, it was all sold as one item. It was sold as one lot. And the one went for $4,000 and the other went for $2,000. And I'd sat down and I saw the thing. I said, well, let me look and see. I think this is coming up. And I didn't realize I was about a half hour late to the auction. And I was like, no way. They got, oh, that people, somebody got the deal. They probably went and picked it up, and they're sitting there milking that puppy on eBay, or they're selling locally. And so since then, I've turned around. I said, I'm going to have to keep a better eye out on this site here. Ducks Donuts. Okay. I don't get it. Said it was 3 lots. I only saw 2. Um, no, forklift. Dominic's Pizza. Let's see here. Now I was looking on here yesterday, and I seen auctions with clothing lots that were just one clothing lot, and I can't seem to find any of them. Here you've got like 2 truckloads. I would be curious to see these things end Sunday. Huh. That's weird, but okay. Uh, these guys really, most of their stuff is out on the West Coast. Okay, here, Douglasville, Pennsylvania, which I want to say it's near the Maryland border. And this is one lot of clothing. Value $62,000, and it's at $500. I'd be in on that. That part, and see here, I like this. You got to manifest, right? You got to manifest, so that part's okay. All right, let's see what else they got here. Okay, I don't need. you. All right, what other clothing lots are there? Uh, oh, there were some backpacks yesterday. I forgot to check them out before I left last night. Um, so this is not an auction. This is a buy it now. Um, you know, 1/8 of the price. So you're talking 15%. I mean, normally clothing, clothing comes in and out of style, season. So your prices on clothing are generally kind of low. Um, Now here's a smoke shop coming up out of Lombard, Illinois. I actually used to live in Lombard years ago, and my buddy, I was talking to my buddy about this and trying to understand, what's a good deal, what's what you can sell to the public versus, um, what's not going to move because I don't smoke. Um, it sounds kind of odd. I mean, I'd see if I could make some money on it, but just not. It's not my thing. Anyway, I thought they had more than that. Um, Now let's go over to Bid Spotter here. Whoops. Uh, well, thought I just signed in. All right, watch list. Let's see what we got here. Okay, tomorrow there is an auction in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. They got a lot of air scrubbers, things like that. Let's see. Let's get up. Come on, get up here. All right, so here you got air scrubbers, air movers, uh, and I use this as a gauge when I'm buying stuff on my auctions where I normally buy. I have to keep this in mind because, uh, honestly, the people out there doing business, they will lie through their teeth to get a deal. I've got a guy now. I've got a big dehumidifier. Dude offered me 750 on it. It's like 3 grand. And I said, no, 1,500. Nah, 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 nah. Finally, he came back and said, I'll buy it. Now, unfortunately, I've got to make the run up there. But for me, the profit would be worth it. I've got some other customers. So it's got a lot of dehumidifiers. Phoenix is just this brand, man. Let me tell you, people pony up money for the brand. Dry Ease, the Revolution, this sucker is like 2 grand, and it's up to 1,000 plus fees. I know you're not paying taxes, but dang, it's a 700 air filter, which is a lot. Uh, I've never heard of these. I'm guessing these are air scrubbers. Uh, that's what it seems. It has to be an air scrubber. I mean, if it got a HEPA filter in it, it's got to be an air scrubber. Um, you got these air scrubbers here. Um, let's see here. Floor scrubbing. You got it's a sprayer. Here's a PAPR. Now those are worth money right there. I'm going to say that PAPRs are worth some money. I mean, they do cost a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. Um, I don't know if I'm going to get priced out of this one or not. It's a long drive, and to not have the value that you would like, and a long drive. That's a tough one. Blankets. Okay. Um, I mean, it's got other stuff in it. Here's some vehicles. Looks like they're going to bring a decent price. 12-foot single axle trailer, 2,300. You're going to be another 500 in fees and taxes. That's a lot. All right. What other auctions have I got here? Spartanburg, South Carolina. There's one that's also going to be going down tomorrow afternoon. Um, they've got it's from a plant that's closed, so I don't know how much. They don't have a whole lot of stuff. There's a Myers warehouse up in Lansing. They're having this one here on the 19th. So it's got a floor scrubber here that I'm interested in. And up in North Bend, Indiana, there is some auction, and they do have, um, they're not steel case gestures. They are Verus, whatever they are. That chair, it's a nice chair, has value to it at the right price. Um, there's a place close in Kentucky. I forget. I saw some things, like I'm still not that happy on it. Again, here's more stuff from the auction in Lansing, Michigan. Uh, I'd be interested in this. Have to make a special run. Now, they're down in South Carolina. There is an auction going on the 20th, and they have a lot of chairs. They got a lot of. Oh my God, they got a lot of chairs. I'd be curious to see how that goes. Down in Greenville, Tennessee, coming up early December. Uh, there's a place. Um, they've got a lot of tools. All right, that's something I'm interested in. Also, they have some Herman Miller chairs, so we'll just have to see how that goes. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining, and I'm gonna try and get this posted up here real quick, and check out BidSpotter. I'm gonna put the links in there. BidSpotter, localauctions.com, and equipment. I forget the one, whatever it is, equipment something, right? Like, so anyway, thank you. Please like, subscribe, give me some comments. Thank you very much. All right, bye bye.